Okay, every letter in the English alphabet has a different code. Explain why each of these codes must have an odd number of units of time. If you look back to the previous one, J, for instance, had 13 units of time, so that's an odd length of time. And that's going to be the case for every letter, according to this. Now, in terms of like approaching this, I looked at sort of putting down some examples of what letters could be, and considered the amount of time for the dots and dashes, and then of course also the in-between time, which makes up the total time. So if we look at this here, you've got 2 dots. Okay, now that's 1 unit and 1 unit of time. So that gives you 2 units of time in total, which is even. But of course, don't forget then the gap in between, which is 1 unit of time. So that would be odd. Okay, so you've got 2 units of time for the 2 dots, but of course you've got 1 gap there, which represents 1 unit of time. So even amount of time for the dots, which comes to 2, and odd for the in-betweens. Same thing going on here. I mean, you've got 1 unit of time here, 3 units of time here. That's 4 in total, isn't it? 1 and 3 is 4. So that's even. But the in-between then is 1 unit of time. Do the same here. 3 and 3, okay? So that's 6. So that's, again, that's an even amount of time, but there's an odd in-between time. Now, when you come to have a combination of 3 dots and dashes, here you've got 3 dots, okay, which means a dot, remember, represents 1 unit of time. So 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. So actually, the dots and dashes there is an odd amount of time. But you've got 2 gaps now. You've got 2 gaps, and of course, each gap represents 1. So that'll be 2 units of time. 2 units of time then is even. Do the same here. If you add these up, that's 1. That's of course 3 if you don't remember, and that's 1. That adds up to 5, so that's odd. The dots and dashes in between then. There's 2 units of time, so that's even. Okay, do the same here. 1, 3 and 3, which is 7. So that's odd, but there are 2 gaps, which is even. Okay. So you can see here what's sort of, maybe there's a bit of a pattern going on here. Okay, if this one's odd, then that's got to be even, and then if this is even, that's odd. Let's have a look now when we've got a combination of 4 of them. And I've just looked at the dots here. Okay, so we've got 4 dots, which is 4 units. You know, remember, each of them is 1 unit of time, so that's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. That's 4 units of time, so that's even. Okay, but if you look at the gaps between, there's 3 gaps, isn't there? 3 gaps, so that's 3 units of time. So you can see here the combination. 1 is even, the other is odd. Okay, or when 1 is odd, the other is even. All right, and that's going to be true all the way. Okay, so the dots and dashes. So you can say if the dots and dashes represent a total of even units of time, then the in-betweens will represent a total of odd units of time. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, vice versa. The other way is true as well. The opposite is true as well. Now, when you add even and odd, it always comes to an odd number. Okay, that's true, and you can try that out. Okay, even plus an odd number will always be odd. Okay, you can try any number of examples there, and that would work.